Absolutely.
Notes
Yep.
you put in the comments instead of trying to remember yourself.
Well, and plus, I also see what they wrote. Because not always, they may be writing and not verbalizing it. So I see what they wrote. They may say, oh, it's a great house, but they've written, ooh, I hate the living room, the carpet's nasty, things like that I didn't even know.
And you're obviously very techy, but like how do you set up the listings in the iPad that you give to them? Is there a program that you use for that?
It's real easy, yeah. What you do is when you're, if you figure out which houses you're showing, you start doing the printing of the MLS sheets for the buyers. I also do it for me, so I have my iPad with all my sheets on it too. So, and then I save them to Dropbox, and then I open it through iAnnotate. And again, iAnnotate lets you annotate, so lets you write on the PDFs.
So you've got to use a Dropbox.
Yeah, or some form of that. Yeah. Yeah. Dropbox is the easiest though.
Do you find your most clients are comfortable when you hand in the iPad
Yeah.
and give a stylus that you give them and they write?
Yeah. Yeah, most of them are. If I know that I'm going to be showing an older couple, I may not use the iPad. It just depends. It depends. And I have shown homes where they've left the iPad in the car. They didn't even take it in. And then they come back, and then that's when they make the notes on the iPad. So I think it's easier. I try and go paperless. I don't want all those stupid MLS sheets in the file, and you feel like you got to keep them forever. I don't want that. So this was my solution to that. Now I still keep copies. I still put it in the cloud, and it's associated with all the clients. I just don't want the paper.
Well, and I, being from the old paper school,
Yeah.
and being an old Cardis and,
Yeah.
doing those things for a long time, you needed to have
Right.
the proof that what you showed them,
And this is the perfect way. You're not losing a piece of paper. It doesn't get ruined. You don't mix it up with somebody else, and you have to remember, okay, which house, who did I show this house to? It's a solution. It's a great solution by doing it this way. And what I did is when the new iPad came out, I got myself the new iPad, and my clients get the old iPad. So.
And do they have to be on the network to do that? No, you said it.
No, no, it's already set up there. You do, yes, you don't have to have anything. It's just an app, and it's only through the app.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Robin, sometimes when things go sideways on a transaction, it's because of the co-op agent. Do you have any tricks for managing that relationship to keep it positive?
He wants to know that because we're going to do it.
I need help with that. Please. Help.
I couldn't resist that, Robin. You said earlier.
Yeah.
Challenge of all challenges right now.
Okay, I will tell you how to handle her. It depends on how bad it is. And sometimes I might not be the most diplomatic agent to work with if you're new and don't know what you're doing and aren't open to learning. Those are the ones that make me crazy. And those are the ones that I usually tell, you need to go back to class. You need to go back to Champion School of Real Estate and take another class because you have forgotten how to do that. You have forgotten about agency and what that entails. You've forgotten how to write a contract, things like that. So, not that I'm always the most diplomatic about that, but you know what? I just teach them. And a lot of times, when I'm teaching a class, I look at the students and say, if you really think about it, I'm teaching my future competition. And I would rather them be knowledgeable and good at what they do so that when we do work together, it's an easy transaction.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I find that, and do you, I'm asking this question here, that negotiating repairs has become one of the most
A nightmare.
difficult things that many times agents forget that we're just the mouthpiece for our client. It's not, I'm not demanding you replace this room. My client has asked that you replace this room. And so they become combative, and we're just the vehicle.
Yeah.
Don't kill them.
Right. And sometimes you almost have to say that. Sometimes you really do. I think that, you know, if you go into it wanting to befriend the other agent, you know, because this is a business, you know, hopefully we're going to be in this business for the rest of our lives. And, you know, we got to be friends because we're going to be working together at some point. And so that's what, you know, you need to think about it that way, you know, and befriend them. And, you know, let's keep this together. The two of us are the middlemen here. How are we going to keep this together? And if you go into it that way, sometimes it actually is a little easier. Now we know, and I'm the ones that it doesn't work on. They're on that list. We know who they are, and most of you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that list, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just a nightmare.
God, showing my listing.
Please don't like it. Please don't like it. Yes. So we know those people. But everyone else, you know, again, the relationship. This is a relationship business. Be friends with everybody.
Isn't always a new agency.
Nope, it's not. Mm-mm.
No.
Sometimes it's the agents who've been in the business for a very, very long time.
Worse than the new agent.
And they have forgotten. They've forgotten how to do things. They've gotten lazy. And so, you know, you have to just ease them into it and say, you know what, this is not, you have to actually fill this form out. You know, things like that.
And I think the thing that caught me just recently, so if for older agents, that and for new agents, the forms change.
Yeah.
They send out things to tell you, and sometimes they don't point out, I mean, we just had a lease, the lease has changed.
Right.
I've been writing leases for 15 years.
Mhm.
And it used to say that, one particular deposit, what you did. and
Right.
It doesn't say that anymore. It's worded the opposite way.
Yes.
So my client wasn't protected.
Mhm.
And so keep going to school like you
Right.
said. I mean, I don't like to think about going to school, but I think.
But you know, if you really think about it, you are the one that has to interpret these contracts for your client. And so, you know, we're not an attorney, and so we don't, and interpret's not the right word, but, you know, we're the ones explaining these contracts to our clients, not interpreting. And so by explaining it, you got to know what it means. You've got to know how to explain that. And so a lot of times, you know, when they come out with these new forms, you need to read it. If you don't understand it, get clarification from someone so that you can explain it. Because do your clients ever read any of the forms? No. Unless they're an engineer.
Not just based on this.
Or an attorney. But other than that, they're not reading it. So you've got to explain it to them.
So by the way, I'm going to use that opportunity to plug the class. Raul is going to be teaching all the supplemental contract docs in just a couple weeks on Monday morning. So keep your eyes open for that. It's on the calendar. So not the listing agreement, not the offer agreement, but all this other stuff, okay, that goes along with it. And we have recorded his presentation on the listing agreement and the offer contract. And those are on Prosperous Agent if you need a refresher on the basic contracts.
And are these courses, are these things too prosperous?
Yes, ma'am. Everything is on Prosperous Agent. We record everything that goes on in this classroom that we get permission to record.
They're not bad, agent.
It's on Prosperous Agent, which is our YouTube channel.
Yeah, I tried to get into it, and I think.
I can help. I can do that. Come to our rookie agent training.
No. No, thanks, I got enough. I'll go to Robin, she'll help me.
Just come to me.
All right, last chance. Anybody want to, got one you've been brewing on? You want to ask the master while she's here?
Well, this was fun. Thank y'all so much.
No, thank